How do and welcome back. Well, it's a really cold Sunday. I've got my Doctor Who scarf on because I'm that cold. Anyway, last weekend I decided I wanted to get rid of a lot of the odds and sods I've got, the grains and the hops. I want to just use them up and then reorder fresh for 2024. And I decided I just wanted a really basic, simple kit that I'm going to spruce up with a bit of grains and a bit of hops. And I decided on this one, Simply Pale Ale. I've never used this brand before, but you see them in pretty much every online retailer. I didn't know it's a New Zealand company. Reading from the back, it's a New Zealand brand. And it was £10.45. So I thought, right, that's going to be the kit. I also got the bitter, which is on at the moment. But yeah, £10.45, you can't complain, can you? And what I did is I used a bit of crystal and I used some East Kent Goldings, what I've got left over, a bit of carapils as well, just to, soup it up a little bit. And today we're going to taste what it's like. I used Voss. So this is Sunday today. This was actually put together Monday night last week. It had 3-4 days in the fermenter. It's now had about 3 days in the bottle. And yeah, let's take a taste. See what it tastes like. Okay, it's getting a bit dark in here. It doesn't look like it on the camera because I've got a lamp over there, but it is getting a bit dark in here. But that looks a lovely golden colour. A little bit on the orange side. Nice, frothy, pure white head. I mean, that looks a really nice beer, to be honest. And don't forget, this is only 7 days old. So yeah, I put the kit together on Monday last week. I think it was about 250 grams of Simpson's T50 crystal malt, because that's all I had left, and about, I think it was 150 grams of carapils. And what I did is I steeped those at 65-70 degrees, somewhere in that range, for half an hour, and then I took the grains out, and then I put the East Kent Golding into that liquor, that malt liquor. I turned the heat up first to 80 degrees, and then I let the hops steep for about 20 minutes at 80 degrees. And then I used that to dissolve the malt extract. It looks a really nice beer. Okay, I can't do the aroma because I've got a bit of a cold and my nose is blocked up. But I do get citrus. I do get a bit of citrus, and there is a bit of sweetness in there. But my nose is a little bit out of shape at the moment because bunged up with a bit of a cold. So I'm just going to dive in and take a taste. Cheers, everyone. That's nice. I forgot to say the extra fermentables was 1 kilogram of pale malt, which of course I've got, because I've got that big, if you remember last year I got that big, I don't know how many kilograms now, big box of dry malt extract. That's not a bad beer, to be honest. I mean, it's a £10.45 kit, and that is actually very pleasant. I'm getting sweetness, I'm getting the flavour of the crystal malts. It's got a light mouthfeel. I'm not really picking up any of those hops, but they were old. I think it was 2022, best before sort of date. So I'm not really picking up any of them. It's just some I found at the back of the freezer. My wife's been nagging me to clean out the hops from the freezer, and I just found these East Kent Goldings, best before 2022. So I'm not really picking up any of that in the flavour. No doubt they're just dead, but I thought I'd try them. But this is really tasty actually. So you're picking up the crystal. There's a nice light crystal caramelly sort of flavour to this. What I'm also picking up, as well as the orange, which I'm assuming is coming from the Voss yeast that I used, I'm also picking up like a peachy or mango flavour. Very light, very refreshing. This would make a really nice summer beer, to be honest. And I'm actually very surprised, because at £10.45 there was about £1 off. Usually they're about £11.50, £11.45, something like that. You know, this is not bad for that price. I mean, it's not stellar, it's not outstanding, it's not going to win awards or anything like this. But if you just want what the Americans call a lawnmower beer, then I mean, you can't go wrong with this. I mean, this is exactly that. It would be a brilliant spring, summer beer, lawnmower beer. You've been sweeping the drive, you've been cutting your grass, and you just want to sit back and have something cool and refreshing. This is perfectly acceptable beer. Carbonation's nice. I used 3/4 teaspoon, or about 4 grams of table sugar per bottle, 500ml bottle, and yeah, it's worked out really nice. It's not overly fizzy, but there is a nice carbonation right at the start, moves the flavours around the mouth, and then it goes away. There's a nice level of bitterness to the beer, and then it finishes a semi-dry but pretty watery sort of finish to the beer. Very refreshing. Can't complain, because I didn't pay for the hops. I didn't pay for the dry malt extract. I just paid, I think it was about £3.99 for the Voss, which I've saved because that's what I'm using now for the bitter. So I bought the pale ale, but at that price I also bought the bitter. That's on at the moment, using the same Voss. So I harvested the trub from the bottom of the fermenter, and I put that into the bitter, and let me tell you something now. Oh, that kicked off big time. Within about an hour, there was a huge head on the wort. I'm keeping it at 34.5 degrees, really steady at 34.5 degrees. And this was the dry yeast, and it did take about 3 hours to really start to kick in. Using this fresh yeast from the bottom of the fermenter, pretty much straight away, within an hour, you know, you've got a nice big frothy head on that thing. That thing's going like the clappers. So I'm going to be reviewing that next week, because it'll be ready. I think I'll be able to bottle on Tuesday. I brewed it yesterday on Saturday. I think I'll be able to bottle Tuesday night, if not Wednesday. And then I'll be ready to drink it on the weekend. That is a really nice beer. I'm absolutely surprised. Simply Pale Ale. Yeah, it's watery, it's light bodied. The flavours are a little muted. It's not a hot bomb, it's not an American IPA. It's just a lawnmower beer. A bog standard lawnmower beer, but at £10.45. You can't complain, can you? What does that work out over 40 bottles? I don't know. I haven't calculated. But yeah, it's just a mashup. It's just odds and sods I've got left over, put them all together, put them in the beer. It's turned out really well. So I'm happy with that. That's a really nice beer, to be honest. And I'll see you in the next video. And the next video I'm doing straight after this one. It's a man's brown ale. And there's a story behind brown ale. Don't you know? It's connected with porter. And I am going to make a video where I'm going to go through my porter recipe, because I've designed a porter. But it's a really interesting story behind porter. And the brown ale sort of like comes into it. So make sure you watch my next video, because I'll be talking more about the history of brown ale when I'm reviewing the man's brown ale, which they call the original brown ale, and they are right to do so, and they're also wrong, but I'll explain it in that video. I'm going to enjoy this now. Hope you have a great time, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye for now.